Claro, no, pero me quedo en casa,
And
no,
one
no puedo
thing
andar,
more,
¿viste? Si uno no se siente bien, no puede andar en la calle,
just
¿viste?
a
Con
little bit
libertad, yo
more.
ya no tengo edad para eso, ¿viste? Así
There
que,
is the arguments of evangelics, and among them is, first of all, supposedly I do not forgive. Second, supposedly I do not have
bueno,
mercy.
amiga,
Third, there's
¿qué te
they
digo,
says
hija?
I resent and I hate and I'm revengeful. I seek for revenge all the time.
Bueno,
They says that I hate, and they says a lot of things and a lot of other, and between them all saying that I misappropriate the things of God. I use Israel and all of Israel, and I make damages to everybody, and I am an obsessive, lousy, hater, degenerate, liar, and I cheat and I use all around that they makes and organize peoples that they covers and makes the ultra definitely the Shakti saying that I use them for making empire of demons, and I have my foundations on darkness and devils, and I sustain my life over cheating people, destroying, misappropriating, robbing, and making all that this disgusting shit says I do, and saying he robs and he robbed class, and he lives on felony and cheats and manipulates by witchcraft and whole devil and all demons, whole generation and witches, and everyone that serves him that are the same. And between them all argument says I cheat my grand aunt, and I go to manipulate her for she to giving me money. And I use my mother, and I take money from my mother, and I do not work, and I am a disgrace, and I am a degenerate and a son of a shit, and live on the whole darkest place, in the whole filthy and corrupt, thriving all abomination and blowing and having all degenerates sweats upon my person. And between this soul that thirsts to call me cockroach, saying that that is what a cockroach does, even a cockroach has disincest behaviors than them altogether. And I am nothing like a cockroach, ever. So. And the reality of saying all which is with God works. Everyone that is with God works. He doesn't work. He is a tramp, and he goes around using, manipulating, and abusing people. It's mother and granny and everybody else's, and lies and cheats all the time, of course. I've been allowed to say at this moment something that it were not really good to say other times. Adonai gave me as Adonai created me and wanted I to be because of I'm his forever thanks himself and delighted and glad and pleasure of mine to be of God himself forever. And the reality of the damages that I suffer every day is because of this lousiest ever bunches of abomination that goes all around, each one putting a quote, a portion of poison, lies, destruction, saying the Lord tells us are a machinery of demons, manipulated, most of them, and I'm sort of the victims that I am suffering for, and I don't give a damn crap what they, disgusting, manipulative, hell demons, and witches gotta say about, manipulates with that, sentimentalism makes people feel, and believe things. I believe or I do not believe it's the truth or not the truth, because of my faith creates and makes, really. The reality of God does not, can ever be because of you to believe or not. God is God forever, and your faith is not God, and will never be piece of a crap. And I'm sorry about things. God and the reality that He created is not by your faith. You are not the core of the creation. You are not God. Less your faith. If your faith is in the will of God, you're going to be with God. And the reality that He created isn't. If not, that's what you do. There's where you are. Disgusting devils. Abominable. And the reality of this all, which we go around, is that no one of these lousy and corrupt works and says they works for the Lord, and no one of they gives words at all. And about that I were allowed, I've been working with the United Nations War and Anti-Terrorism Council, United Nations, for long years, making a very supporting and making a very all the way as everything that I've been trying and Adonai were needing to sustaining everything from my person that I were giving and he through me. Since Buenos Aires not moving and trying to give him the best, and trying to give him the best ever I tried. And not only that, I were working also with a lot of people of whom that were murdered and disappeared in other Adonai help us. And I were working with the United Nations and International Court and a lot of people all around the world to try to support him and helping, including assistance with non-moving from Buenos Aires, remaining in Hashem and asking Adonai to help me. And this should be over there, but listen this. Suddenly there is the reality that over this all that I've been doing, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentina, and Evangelics, were all the time saying, Lord didn't allow it and this is not going to take powers because of they said that I had to be the beast. Don't you let it take in powers in United Nations, not in international court, not in any state. Don't you let it move from here and nothing to reach out, for we do not let this one to move because of real control for the Lord. And organize the whole machinery of this all, everyone telling at them shut saying, Lord, tell me, and everyone saying the verses, the generations that anybody will ever think the Lord will ever make such a thing. For them business controlling and saying, United Evangelic for the Christ in Argentina. We are going to help the world and assist the world and giving the salvation. We are in the times Christ is coming. Then Christ, which is Yeshua, Mashiach, is not coming for any of them, but the victims afforded, and he is, which I love that. And there's the same if I'm sure about it. He is going to give the testimony over everything. Shut up. And about this soul, the reality of they says, he were making this, which supposed to be in the lab, receiving forensics that generates pedophilics, abominable. I am the forensic. He does say whatever he wants. Who's going to win here? Everybody dies, and everybody gets in jail, and also rape, because of I am the forensic. So who's going to be BLYTT here? And the reality of saying he have been doing that because of he taking that powers from our military. That powers that he moved and made them were of our military. Argentina militar that were making permanently witchcraft up on my person to say that they've done first and they were the others. All over and murdering witnesses and disappearing evidences for they to say we were and not this. And this is hilarious. And night were convocated for a lot of enterprises to heaven jobs that these united evangelics for the Christ of hell and not Mashiach Yeshua that they calls the Christ and pretends to be that the one that tells them to do the whole shit they are. Going with the lousiest ever Sotomodes at the enterprises and management saying you employ this and you're against the government of the Argentina and attempting against the government of the Argentina against the population. We don't allow you. You do this and you are dead. Around. And some sort of. And about this, oh yes, because of he doesn't works, he abuses. An international criminal court and states sends me mails with tickets of plane, with any budget around until they do handle and establish orders for I can have a place, even a small tiny thing, which I will love. To being respected and having my place, my own. With the ones I really care and love. And there's to say that this is manipulative from me, for you to feel and you believe that I will be a good one. The den talbucha, the way they dies, abominations. And in the reality of this all, saying that I gotta work about what the government says because of they will be the authorities put in that God to punishing me for the supposed all manipulations and damages supposedly I caused. That I had to working like a cardboarder picking up dump in the streets because of places that's my level and all I do for the rest that I can supposedly be so professional and in capacities to be supposedly is but I will making witchcraft that they were making permanently upon my person, for they saying any virtue and capacity of mine could not be understood that it were me, but they could not ever let me shown that I am the one I show when I say I am, and having the reality that I have, putting armed forces, faggots, sorry the word, Sodoma, all around us saying, put it on me, take it all off. Nothing of God can have. Pray, and taking everything off because of this is making evil and manipulating and making people believe that he is. Machinery of devils altogether. And I'm supposed to having a range of what can he do? You can see the resume. So long time with not working that I've been serving for the world to having whatever have to be. And that the generates still saying, put it on me for the people to believe I do. When I don't do nothing, they nothing have. When I go ahead, requested by the making what I have to do, oh, whereas, there you have. There's nothing like it says to be delirious. We were working with Fulano Batanija, our presidents of the U.S., Israel, the ones that pretends to murdering and destroying and also manipulating a lot of people around while making genocide to Mr. President Barack Obama, Shimon Peres, and the rest of the G8 and G20. Saying our presidents, not Barack Obama, not Shimon Peres, not the G20, them saying that they are going to assume the power sooner. In the name of the beast, government of the world. And them grand horse saying, for the Christ the authorities put him back God. The God of this century like the misappropriated. Worthy, says around. And the reality of this soul is I will be like a manipulative shit, liar. And I will manipulate you and making you feel and believe. It is all about believing. You believe it is. And that's what you get. I'm telling you, the reality of God is not by the faith of anybody. You get the faith in God, you are in His reality. You get the faith on whatever you are, about the lies and the generations all around this lousy hell. Yes. So I'm telling you the complex reality of this world. Shmot leden chirim bet anamotim. Kalbet chatashki an chadas motlun dushkep inach chasiyivit. Neshkot levet chama bet chanideski matladechi vobat chan chadas an charim. אם בלכם הבטחה תשקיעו ולכתך הסכים מניה, בלכם הבטחה נדשקית ולכת הסמכת יסיסיגות למחנים, גושקו בפלניח תחסיתי משקט מנלכתי, כי ליומות למלחש אחרם, בטנפה. בלכם הבטחה נשקדך אחת יסימית. שמות לרי, בלכם הבטחי, קובלתך מלכתי תלמוד, בול תחותו מושקט לתך מלבנתי גושקות לדחתי, ישואן לו, al ventoti kispotland ha ansamon ventish kimot ledechta ansi involved peki chelush motlena chadim shmelim. I suppose hilarious. It never existed. Israel world science. Ketchemo batchimitish kumbarcha esamelot gabatchemo ancha and saint kalim. Chelon choma betchatashki achachid. Zain kul blakati shmonach tachasineya. And what supposedly I taken from militaries Argentina, supposedly liars, demand, and when we talk with the mother, he thinks that he's winning us, he were wrong all the way, and we are going to making it there, and that not working, gotta work on what he can do. We know what he can do, and this is not his capacities. He makes witchcraft and takes off people. Evangelics, and of course everything is liars. I am the forensic. https www. No hay más escoria, enferma y prostituta que la que se encontró en la República Argentina de mano de todos estos unidos por el nombre del Cristo. Abominación, como se dijo, de la boca del santo. Gran ramerazón y al nombre y a la misericordia del Cristo proclamarán, y en su seno abrazarán toda abominación, diciendo a Dios. Point INT. F12. Always recall. Last key in my side with a cleaner. Last bleed places in New York. Everything in here. And there's not gonna be blocked, not deflected, no way. And this is the reality. I gotta work about the horse death of the Ben Scott Panji that Adonai said, Rencilia de prostitución, fighting against the husband and pretending the virgins, abominables in the Botman Achtiri, all complete of onshus nilichta, no one ever on my name, and pretense of the authorities that I never gave in, rhetoric of the blekamotitashkani, disgusting of the lemparaniachta, pretended of churches and destroying my name and pretending I do bend in front of them, saying, my will is going to be done, I know who you are, and I say who God is and what God does, whenever I am the husband, and my pride is not going to come, like a bent vanachtivin sahi, telling that are the Hashechat Nedivinia, fighting against my name and my person, destroying my people, and my pride putting like a cloud, saying that they gotta be the chosen. Babilonia la grande de todas las rameras, la más catlevet conachta hasian. I don't need this, says Yeshua, Meshiach, Elachachai, the one that they says, El Cristo, El Señor, Adonai. This is not for me, and I never put it that, and those, and them, just in that God says. My name is going to give the testimony, and I'm going to come, but not for the taking, such a nastiestes, abominablestes, lausiestes, choshmodi. I'm going to take which is mine on the time that I'm going to say already came and already taken. The prime bal tachmutush in sea, which my word that my servant gave him, the truth. And with it, I'm going to make a matcha. And the ones over destroy it, my kaltishichimitim, and destroy it. The Ilkimit Chudachachai Menorai, my two churches, and Moshe, they are going to know of me in the reality of my justice, and I am not going to, Gilbit Vidish Achnisim, not shut up for the reason of my father and my name. The truth is going to be known, and the reality of justice is going to happen around everything as my name sealed in my Father's works in heaven forever. My kingdom is not for prostitution and sickle, liars, manipulative, abominablestes. In the saying I trust only, for the anointment came on me, and he gave me authority for it to do. My kingdom is for the genuine, that they trample and destroy all the time, saying, how big is the Lord? They are all in jail, and if they die, I don't care, because if I have the anointment and the authority. Said clear the name of mine, you shall not go for the lettering kabatnach to the incidenta. I am not going to justify the blood of Motanach Neasafid. You are not going to come for the blood bedachnachas in Shesnin. You are not going to say, Lord, holy, when you make the Cholat, Menskita Achasa, Keshuachnacha against my name and my Father sent me. And you are going to know I am, and this is me, when I told you, not anymore, I said, and this is what it's going to be. I am going to make you fat to me. Shalom. Alejandro Mario Blanco REDEMI, Buenos Aires, Argentina. This is 20 April 2014.